What's up, ladies and gents and YouTube land? Bill Mack here for Pro Wrestling Unleashed in collaboration with, and if you're on Brandon's channel, this is Brandon's WWE Report. I welcome my best friend, Team B, Brandon, in. We're here to give you a collaboration video on WWE Fastlane. Yes, this is Raw's last pay-per-view before the road to WrestleMania. We come at you here today with a collab video to give our opinions and thoughts on Fastlane. So we look forward to that happening. And like I said, folks, we have a good discussion here on Fastlane. Fastlane, like I said, is our last last show. So what we'll do is we'll go right ahead and we'll just dive right into the matches. So let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yes, we're going through the video now. Let's see your first matchup. And like I said, folks, these aren't in any particular order. All right, up first, we have...
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hold on, Bill. This is Brandon, WWE Report here. Co-host, host, whatever. What's up? So we're going through the matches here?
Yes, sir. All right, first matchup we have here is the Raw Tag Team Championship between the champions, the club, Gallows and Anderson, taking on Enzo and Cass. What is your the opening thoughts on this matchup?
I think Enzo and Cass are going to lose, and Enzo would be the reason why. I think Enzo is going to screw up the match somehow because he's been teasing a breakup and a heel turn here recently. That's what I'm thinking. They never had the tag team titles before. So why win it here when you can win the tag titles at WrestleMania? So if they're not splitting up, let them win their first tag titles at WrestleMania rather than at Fastlane.
Right.
But prediction-wise, I'll just say Enzo and Cass will not win. The club will retain.
I do too, man. I see there's trying to be some. If I noticed on Raw last night, there was some kind of issue between Enzo, and he's getting kind of high strung for Cass here lately. There may be, and he's also been the problem. We've seen him kind of being like this quote weak link of the two. He's kind of been the one that Cass has kind of had to he's had to take care of the action while Enzo is the mouth. So I agree with you totally that I feel like I still think the club still have at least one more pay-per-view defense before they lose it at the big one. But I agree with you. I feel like Enzo and Cass will somehow lose this, and I also maintain and feel that the club will retain. So I agree with you 100%. On this, folks, our first picks are we both agree that the club will retain the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship. So on to the next one. And we have Nia Jax and taking on Sasha Banks. Sir, would you like to go first?
Nia Jax is winning this. Sasha Banks is going to take the pinfall. Sasha Banks. I'm just quoting JR. Hey, Sasha Banks.
I know, man.
Sasha Banks taking the loss here. Nia Jax is not losing unless she loses like by a count out, or maybe she'll get like the Bayley upset when Bayley pinned Nia Jax, where she did the belly to belly off the top of the top rope, top turnbuckle. Unless it's something like that, but prediction's sake, I'll just say Nia Jax is pulling out against Sasha.
Yeah,
or Nia Jax. Like Missionary says, he says Nia Jax. I'm like, who's he talking about? I said, oh, he meant Nia. Okay.
I know, to get these names all. I agree once again with you, man. I've seen Sasha's due for a heel turn here recently. We've seen Stephanie kind of over the last couple of Raws mention that she's going to turn heel. So I think coupled with a loss from Nia Jax, probably a squash match with her probably. I don't see, because they looked horrible when Bayley and Sasha went against the tag match last night on Raw. But I feel that Sasha's this is all going to couple her. And plus we've seen Stephanie talking about how Sasha's tried to take Bayley's spotlight since she has become champion. So I agree with you, man. Nia Jax is a very inspiring force.
Easily.
Yeah, exactly. So on to the next one, folks.
Let's go.
And rock and roll.
The XFL was fair.
Oh, you're gonna love this one. And we have up here, we have the big dog Roman Reigns taking on the monster among men, Braun Strowman.
Oh man. Well, I hate to say it, but if Roman Reigns is taking on the Undertaker at WrestleMania, you want Roman Reigns to win so he'll stay strong when he goes against the Undertaker. But you don't want to hurt Braun Strowman either. But Braun, I mean, he could take a loss here and there, I guess, but so can Roman Reigns. Then there was speculation about Undertaker possibly interfering or at least playing with the lights or doing some kind of voodoo stuff and interfering somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say that it's a no contest. It's going to be like something that continues outside or DQ or interference, something like some kind of fuck finish.
Right.
So, but the actual winner, I don't know. I guess Roman Reigns will win by DQ or something because he's got to look strong if he's fighting Undertaker because we still don't know if that's certain. At least I don't know. Based on who I listen to and what I read, we don't necessarily know yet because Undertaker needs hip replacement, and he was dragging at the Rumble. Undertaker looked terrible at the Rumble. I never seen Undertaker look that bad.
Right.
In the ring, it's kind of sad, but it's understandable. All these years go by. But yeah, what you think about
it? I agree with you a lot, man. We're coming to agreements and this stuff. Of course, we all listed basically the same stuff. But having a DQ finish would keep both strong. You have Braun's not being fed to Roman, and you don't have Roman just burying Braun because you don't want Braun going back. Braun is being built up as a legitimate, massive, strong heel on Raw. You need to have that because you don't really have that other than Lesnar. Lesnar bounces back and forth, and Triple H is only going to be up here till a little bit after WrestleMania. But I agree too, man. I think there's going to be some sort of DQ finish here somehow. And I'll say that Roman. I'm gonna say Braun. I'll just go in different direction. I'll just say Braun, even though we both got a DQ finish here. I just don't see Roman, beating Braun Strowman clean. I just see something happening in this. So I'm gonna pick Braun Strowman for with a DQ win.
Yeah, that makes more sense because then it doesn't make Roman Reigns look weak. It keeps Roman Reigns strong if it's DQ. Yeah, so I agree with you, but I'll stick with Reigns by DQ. But, what you just said makes total sense.
Yeah. So, all right, on to the next matchup. And I'll tell you what, though, folks, before we get into it, we'll pause and take a break here, and we'll be right back and get right back on into it. So
stay tuned.
We'll be right back. Moving on.
Yeah.
Oh, Fastlane, what are you doing? Oh, great. Here's a piss match. Fans, before you even get into this matchup, if you want to take a piss break, feel more than likely. I think you kind of know what this matchup is. Matchup between the gentleman Jack Gallagher taking on the king of the cruiserweights, Neville. This has been a good feud at least for Neville. Me, I like Neville. I'm a big fan of Neville's. I think this gimmick of his is good. Gallagher, he's okay, but I'm not really caring for much for that gimmick. But this is for the cruiserweight championship, dude. How do you see it?
Now he's the one with the umbrella, right?
Right.
That gimmick. Yeah, I actually like that gimmick. I think it's kind of funny, but I'm going for Neville. Neville, absolutely. You can't mess up Neville's run right here. He's the only thing that people care about in this cruiserweight division.
Exactly.
So Neville's going over.
I agree with you. I just see that Gallagher.
I love Neville, man. The Rumble, the way Neville came out there and he had that mean look and that mean stare, and the way he made that the other guy tap out. I forget his name, but he played the heel to a T.
Right.
He's doing a really good job with that.
He is, man. His attitude adjustment he has had has really helped out.
Yeah, his career was dead in the water, and that's why I say sometimes you have to turn if you're dead in the water. That's when they need to flip you. Mm-hmm. So they flipped him heel, and it's worked out for him.
Yeah, because he's no longer the man that creative forgot. He's actually now the king of the cruiserweight. So it's good. It's good to be known by that rather than man that creative forgot. But he's got a hold. That attitude is good, man. I like him as a heel. So I'm going with you, bud. I'm going to stay with Neville. I say no. They're trying to push Gallagher as a face, but Neville's just strong now. I mean, I just don't see him going after in getting this. So I'm with you, man.
Yeah, I mean they got the UK Championship on NXT now.
Right.
Just get rid of the damn thing. You're gonna have a Mexico belt next, which there's nothing wrong with that. They're just not doing anything with it.
And it's not going to be what good's it going to benefit here to the U.S. to have a UK champion. I mean, if they're going to have a show, I can understand.
Yeah. I mean, if it's WWE UK, that's fine. But all they're doing is crippling the indie scene in the UK because Block Culture Pro Wrestling, they're doing pretty good over there with their little wrestling company. They had Kurt Angle headline at their last show,
right.
And then you got WWE trying to take over the UK talent over there. Because remember they had that conference call with Triple H, and he was trying to back out of like, no, we're not trying to mess up the indie scene or take over. And
exactly,
you got to let the indies grow. Then you could just steal the top talents. You can't just, stop it before it starts.
Exactly. So I go with you, man. So we both are in agreement that Neville's going to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. So moving on to the next matchup. And this is another matchup come to light here. This is the Destroyer, Samoa Joe, making his first pay-per-view appearance, taking on nobody really cares about the poor man's Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn. Samoa Joe taking on Sami Zayn. How do you see it?
Sami Zayn is I agree, but he's more like a Dolph Ziggler for Raw. Somebody that's just going to always get pinned. Yeah. I like Sami Zayn as a talent, but he was never one of my favorites. Let's just put it that way. I just, he's all right, but that cartoon music,
yeah, it's bad.
But I'm just not feeling it. Well, but I could see him pulling off the upset only so they can have a rematch at WrestleMania. That's the only hook I see in this, so they can, have the rematch the next event. But Samoa Joe needs to be dominant in his first pay-per-view, WWE pay-per-view match, I guess. So
right.
I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe.
Yeah, same way here, man. I'm just
thinking longevity. Longevity is what I'm saying. Well, they're probably gonna have a multi-man, battle. They're gonna have the battle royal, obviously. I like how on Saw Monsters podcast, shout out to Jason, by the way. Maybe some of you guys listening have heard of him. Right. But he was talking about, he was answering questions. He said they're not going to have a multi-man ladder match at Mania because they had the Andre Giant Battle Royal. I'm like, Jason, did you forget last year they had a ladder match where Woo 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 won? Remember?
Right. Ryder won it.
They had the Battle Royal too. It was on the pre-show. They had both. So they absolutely could have a multi-man ladder match at WrestleMania because they did it last year. Right. So they could put Samoa Joe in something like that. So Samoa Joe could win this match and go on to some kind of multi-man match. But I was just saying, if Samoa Joe lost to Sami Zayn, it would just make sense, longevity. But with the WrestleMania coming up, who knows what they're going to do?
Exactly.
They can just do a multi-man match.
Exactly.
I'm not sticking with us with Sloppy Joe that we've seen in person.
Yeah, I know, man. They didn't know whether to cheer him or not.
We were happy to see. Samoa Joe on Raw. I said Sloppy Joe finally made it to Raw.
I know, man. I felt so bad.
But we've been following him. We've seen him in TNA, following him a long time. Yep.
Well, I'm going to take Samoa Joe here because Samoa Joe just watched you from the point you made. The man's got to stay dominant. I mean, he's crushed and basically everyone he's went into, and it was good to see Sami Zayn, try to do something last night, but is in the end, the ultimate is going to happen. Samoa's going to kill him. He's going to, just crush him. He is the destroyer, and there's, he's going to make his mark. So I agree with you 100%. Samoa Joe will be dominant in this match, and poor Sami Zayn's going to fall victim to him after falling victim to Braun Strowman from the time before. So they're going to feed him to him. But All right, moving on. Here we go. All right, coming up here we have Bayley, the WWE Raw Women's Champion, taking on the queen of the Raw's women division, Charlotte, who is 15-0 in defenses of her title or going for the title. So she's 15-0 at pay-per-views. Will it be number 16?
Yep. Oh yeah, they're keeping that streak going. Why would they stop it at Fastlane?
Right.
If it was WWE No Way Out, or don't you think Roadblock made more sense in February because it's a Roadblock before Mania?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Fastlane. I'm not a fan of the WWE Fastlane name, but I guess it does make sense because we're on the Fastlane to Mania. But I think Roadblock made a little bit more sense if you had a nitpick. But yeah, they're keeping that Charlotte streak going. They're not going to stop it at fucking Fastlane. Fastlane is Goldberg, Kevin Owens.
Right.
They're not going to change anything else.
Yeah,
they might continue that. They might have Undertaker pop up or at least play the dong thing. He don't even have to be there. They just go dong. The lights go out. Roman gets screwed, and
I know it's that, and I agree with you, man. I feel Charlotte's going to win it. They've made a big deal. Charlotte has conquered.
They shouldn't even took it off of Charlotte. I mean, like the New Day says, she's going to have the title more times than her dad before you know it. They shouldn't even put it on. I mean, I love Bayley. I think Bayley's great. I think she's kind of like a modern day. Well, I'm not going to say she's a modern day Randy Savage. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say she's influenced by Randy Savage. The kid friendly stuff. That's just that way I see it.
Right.
And I like Bayley a lot. But I think they put it on her premature. She should have won it at WrestleMania. And so the title's going back on Charlotte here.
Right. All right, folks, and we'll take a break here, and we'll be right back and continue on. And for our last matchup, we have, well, actually two, folks. Here's a milk jug match or piss match, however you want to call it. You have, what's the dude's name? I keep forgetting it. Noam Dar and Kendrick, the Heels versus Tozawa and Rich Swann. Dude, do you have any opinion on this match?
No, I mean, these podcasts I listen to, they didn't have an opinion on it, and WWE hasn't given me a reason enough to care, so I have no comment on this cruiserweight tag match that the crowd's going to be dead silent for.
Exactly. Well, I agree with you, man. I feel that I'm going to pick the faces to win, and only because I've seen, I mean, the feud. If you're into the cruiserweights and 205 Live, from what you've seen on Raw, which is what all I've seen, I haven't seen 205 Live.
Yeah, I haven't watched 205 Live, so maybe that's my fault. But I just don't care.
And it's
I just don't know enough to give opinion.
It's after SmackDown too. I mean, that's like 10 o'clock at night. I mean, really, I'm not going to watch that, but I'm going to choose Swann, and I'm going to choose Swann and his team to win. Which, see, that's bad. I can't even remember who in the match is. Sorry, folks. Tozawa,
Kendrick's winning.
Kendrick and Dar, they're heels. They've had their own kind of little issues, but I'm going to pick faces. Folks, I sit through this stuff so I can give you, and Bullet B and I can give you our opinions on it. That's the only reason why we watch some of this junk that nobody really cares about, and everybody basically leaves after SmackDown. Okay, last but not least, folks,
but we're wrestling. We love wrestling.
Yeah, of course, and that's we watch those segments like that.
Don't get it twisted. Yeah, so don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. We love wrestling, but when it's bad, it's bad.
Right.
So it's hard to care when the product's not good in certain areas. That's all we're saying.
Last but not least, folks, is KO Kevin Owens taking the WWE Universal Champion, taking on Goldberg. Bullet B, how do you see that match go?
Oh man, I feel so bad for Kevin Owens. He's cut the best promos the past couple of weeks, and we all know he's dropping that title to Goldberg at Fastlane. The question is, how long is the match going to be? I'm thinking, with Chris Jericho not really being mentioned, and KO saying, "Well, Chris, you know what? That's irrelevant." You know, I think Chris Jericho. There's going to be some shenanigans in this match, some smoke and mirrors to make the match longer than it should be, or whatever. You might Y2J's won't cost Kevin Owens the title or something like that to keep their feud going, and of course Goldberg's going into Mania with the title. So it's going to be fun to watch. I just hope it's longer than 2 minutes, and I think it will be because you're going to have smoke and mirrors, you're going to have interference, and
Right.
you might even have crazy Brock Lesnar run out there, and then Paul Heyman at the entranceway saying, "No, don't do that. You're going to screw up your title shot, you big dummy." You know,
Right.
yeah,
I
have
agree.
anything like that. So, my prediction is Goldberg.
I agree with you as well, bud. I feel that like you said, there's going to have to be a lot of outside things happening to prolong this match. As we know, Goldberg isn't the type that he's got cardio, but Goldberg historically doesn't really do a lot of matches, and he's 50 years old. We've seen him squash Brock and throw Brock out the ring quick. We have not seen him really last. So for this to be some kind of at least decent matchup to end the pay-per-view, if this is the true main event, I see Brock coming out there as well, like you said, and Jericho. Reiterate that. Those two possibilities are chances that would create this match happening to a longer time rather than it being a squash match, which I originally predicted I thought it would be. But come to think about it, like you said, mentioned and listening, you made some good points that there's got to be a lot of shenanigans and stuff going on the outside to prolong this match to keep it, interesting for people.
Because Goldberg's known for short matches, but I can see KO and Goldberg talking in the locker room before the match. KO be like, "Well, hey man, let's have a 20-minute match like you and Hollywood did at the Georgia Dome." And Goldberg say, "Well, no way. Hell no. I'm too old for that. I came here to get my check. to get my title, go home."
He's gonna get his money in his ring, his title, and then go on with it. So I agree with you, though, man.
Well, come on, Goldberg. You and DDP had a 20-minute match. Well, no way.
I know, and Goldberg hasn't even been inducted to the Hall of Fame yet, so that's going to be kind of weird that he's not elected in this year unless they go on with some things afterwards for next year maybe. We thought he was going to be inducted this year.
I think he should finish up his career first before they put him in the Hall of Fame. Because they inducted. Let me see. They inducted Ric Flair in the Hall of Fame in 2008, and then he had the match with HBK, the retirement match. But I was like, okay, that match is after his Hall of Fame, though. I mean, I don't know. I'm always big on if you're in the Hall of Fame, don't come back.
Right.
I mean, you can, but it's just kind of weird. So, save Goldberg for the Hall of Fame next year or the year after. Absolutely. Right. That's why they haven't inducted the Undertaker yet.
Exactly. And I agree with you, man.
Completely hang it up.
You think they're going to do Goldberg and Undertaker in the same year?
Say what now?
You think they'll do Undertaker and Goldberg in the same year?
No, because they're going to need headliners. They're running out of people, so they'll have Goldberg one year, Undertaker the next year. Because Undertaker, he can retire. This could be his last Mania. They can induct him 2 or 3 years from now. They still got The Rock. They can induct 1 year. They got future headliners. Right. Those are just future headliners. Now here's what depresses me though. Kurt Angle's the headliner of the Hall of Fame this year, which means he might not have another match because he's going into the Hall of Fame. So he might not have a match post his Hall of Fame in WWE.
Right.
I know he's going to might come back as a GM or whatever, but I don't see Kurt Angle having a match because he's going to be the Hall of Fame guy, which kind of sucks.
Right. I agree. But like you said, you've heard numerous outlets say he may be general manager. You can't see that talent, but he may be general manager. We'll see. But I think that's all about the time we got for today, folks. I hope you've enjoyed our video here, joint production here from me, Pro Wrestling Unleashed, and also with Brandon over on his channel, Brandon's WWE Report. If you're on my page, like the man. Go to his page, like him.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button because it's just so difficult on YouTube to get subscribers. You won't believe it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're an aspiring YouTuber, Trust me, it takes a lot of time to get subscribers, and don't worry about subscribing to me. Subscribe to Phil. He needs love right
We
now.
both need them,
so
folks.
I'm at 420, so we're kind of happy at 420 at the moment. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
number 420.
So we hope you do, folks. Just like, subscribe. Like I said, you'll see his channel at the end of the video here. Man's Good Man's got plenty of stuff, a variety of stuff on his channel. Go check him out. Drop him a subscribe to him. Like his videos.
Yeah, don't get
comment.
offended on my channel, ladies and gentlemen. That's my problem. I do too much, so
beware.
Because I do politics, so politics might split you, but I'm not left or right. I'm kind of just on the truth side, or at least I try to be. So that's the way I look at it.
That's right. We don't know yet, though, if we'll do we might do a collab on the review, or we may not. Just depends. But until our next video comes out, folks, until next time, from my side, Pro Wrestling Unleashed, Bill Mack here. Take it easy. Bullet B, got anything you want to say, man? End it out?
Just take care, ladies and gentlemen. You're already at the right place.
That's right. Until next time, folks, take it easy.